Hello, lovely people out there, and welcome to your Daily Focus Tarot for Saturday, the 7th of May. And what you should focus on, we have the Hermit and the King of Swords. And trust, Spirit Path of the South. So the Hermit is following his own path. He's going within. He's trying to illuminate where he should go. And this 6 plus 3 is obviously 8. So we've got 8 and 9 right here. And these are about change and about pathways. So he's looking for his inner guidance, like we were talking about yesterday. This is a continuation of what you should focus on. Your inner guidance, your inner knowing, and finding your own way. Not necessarily following the path that's laid out for you by anybody else. And the King of Swords, the sword obviously cuts both ways. It cuts your enemy, and if you didn't have that hilt there, it would also cut you. And it cuts on both sides of the blade. They're both sharp. This one almost looks like it has two blades together, the way the decoration on it is. So it's definitely a very sharp blade. Now, kings back in the old day, they used to be the judges. They used to be the ones that would decide if there was a dispute between, say, two farmers, where their field, where the property line was. The king would make the judgment. And this particular king is talking about mental clarity. It's talking about being the King of Swords, your beliefs, and taking out action to balance them, which is how the judgment comes in. You're trying to balance your beliefs about power and ambitions, conflicts, abuse, things you might feel guilty over. You're going within to find this balance. And this is what you should be focusing on. And I'm going to read to you from the book about the Spirit Path of the South. This is Spirit of the Wheel meditation deck, by the way. It's down below in the comments which decks I use for each reading. And this is talking about each of us has an area around us we consider our personal space. Once violated, our capacity to trust and love becomes compromised. We pull back from others, widening the parameter of space we use to protect ourselves. If we have had the sad misfortune of being repeatedly abused or violated, then the process of learning to trust again can be a long and painful one. Unfortunately, as long as we have on that armor, we can never fully love. Receiving and giving love is a part of our very essence and is needed for our survival and growth. To live without love or trust leads to a cold and lonely existence. So this is what you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on making these internal judgments and balancing them. And they have to do with trust. They have to do with your personal space. They have to do with quite possibly abuse and moving on from it. Whatever you are conflicted about internally, this is a good day to focus on that. Now, in what you should avoid, we have the Ace of Wands. Normally, it's about growth and creation. It's a very good card to have. You've got the moon and the sun. You've got all this fire, all this energy behind it. You've got nature, you've got strength and joy. You've got a clear, open path. But here it's more like when it's in the reverse, and it's about lack of direction. It's a delay rather than growth. It's an ending, maybe. It's a lack of creativity. So you want to focus on going within, on trusting, on making this judgment, and avoid delaying it. You want to avoid being directionless. For clarifiers, four cards came out in this order, and they fell on the floor underneath the sofa. So we have Four of Cups. This is retreating. Not really paying attention to all of your cups, all of your, your emotional needs. You're avoiding that, or you want to avoid that. You want to avoid being, creative and healing yourself. You're trying to avoid being fluid with that healing, with that going inside and trusting people. After the Four of Cups, there was the Five of Cups, which is talking about moving on from regret and pessimisms, being taken advantage of. Then the Two of Cups. You had a disconnect somewhere, and you're trying to avoid this disconnect. You're trying to avoid this over reminiscing and not moving on. And the Three of Cups, it can talk about independence. It can also talk about, people being unfaithful, and not just to you, but you being unfaithful to yourself, to your heart, to your goals. And for clarifiers, we have the Harvest Moon. Did I say that? No, we didn't get Six of Cups. We have the Harvest Moon. And this is talking about being prepared, gathering truth, being prepared through gathering things. You're avoiding preparation. You need to gather whatever you need for your healing, for this internal judgment and finding your way. You need to start working on that, and you're just avoiding it. If you need healing and rest for your emotions and to set up boundaries, stop avoiding doing that and start doing that. We also had number 17, the Rest and Cleansing Moon. And this, you can see, is talking about balanced relationships and boundaries and self-expression. The book talks about you giving without expectation in the past and being pulled in too many directions because of it. So instead of avoiding dealing with your emotions, dealing with your spirituality, dealing with whatever happened in the past, whatever is causing this wanting to run away, wanting to not deal with your feelings and your unconscious mind, you need to start focusing on that. Be ruthless about it, but also be creative. Trust in yourself, your inner knowing, and your inner guidance. Look within to find it. And have faith. Have a good Saturday, and thank you for watching. If you like this video, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you might like to see. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get more of these videos. Thank you.